Racism is more than just individual acts of hate or ignorance. It's embedded in the structures of our society. But is it real? Or are we simply creating an abstract concept? In today's video, we'll break down what systemic racism really means and explore whether it's visible in the areas that shape our lives the most. Stay tuned. And by the end, we want to know, what do you believe is really at play here?
Systemic racism is evident in education. In many Black and Latino communities across the U.S., schools are underfunded, resources are limited, and dropout rates are high. The result is an unequal playing field. Students from these communities face an uphill battle to succeed in a system that increasingly values education as the key to success.
You're saying that unequal access to education is a direct result of systemic racism? Wouldn't it be more accurate to say that the educational system reflects broader socioeconomic disparities? Meritocracy exists. It's about individual effort. There are countless examples of individuals who overcame these obstacles.
Meritocracy sounds like an easy solution, but it overlooks the fact that not everyone starts at the same point. While some have access to top-quality education from the start, others are fighting to get a basic education. Systemic racism is exactly that. Systems that favor those with more resources, giving them better chances at success. In the health sector, the numbers don't lie. Black women in the U.S. are disproportionately affected by maternal mortality. Poor access to prenatal care, fewer resources in predominantly Black neighborhoods, and the racial biases present in the healthcare system contribute to a significantly higher mortality rate among Black mothers.
Is this really about systemic racism, though? Wouldn't it be more accurate to say this is simply a lack of resources, a problem that affects people of all races in lower-income areas?
You can't separate this issue from systemic racism. When a healthcare system is designed to cater more to the privileged, marginalized groups, particularly Black women, are left behind. It's not just a resource issue. It's a systemic problem rooted in racial inequalities. In the job market, the disparities are glaring. Data consistently show that even with the same qualifications, Black and Latino employees make less than their white counterparts. Opportunities for leadership roles are limited, and racial biases in hiring practices create barriers that are tough to break.
Sure, there are disparities, but companies are actively pursuing diversity now more than ever. And this is not just about quotas, but recognizing the value of inclusion. I don't see how this could be tied to systemic racism.
Diversity is not the same as equality. Yes, companies are pushing for more diversity, but there is still a significant underrepresentation of Black and Latino individuals in top positions. What we're seeing is a system that allows certain groups to access the best opportunities, while others continue to be left behind. Within the criminal justice system, the disparities are also clear. The incarceration rate of Black Americans is disproportionately high. Moreover, the treatment of Black and Latino communities by the police is regularly called into question. Systemic racism is present in police tactics, sentencing, and even within the prison system itself.
I understand your point, but violence from law enforcement affects all communities, not just Black ones. This is a broader issue of social control, not necessarily about race. Police violence is a generalized problem, not a racial one.
Police violence is not generalized equally. There's a clear pattern of excessive force used in Black and Latino neighborhoods. The criminal justice system as a whole is rooted in racial structures that marginalize and punish certain groups more than others.
Both sides of the debate offer valid points. Systemic racism cannot be ignored, and its effects are very real. However, we also cannot dismiss the role of individual effort and overcoming obstacles. What remains clear is that, as society evolves, the systems that feed these inequalities remain entrenched. And the question remains, how do we change a system built on these foundations? Is the problem individual, or is it the system itself that entraps people? How much are we responsible for our own choices? And how much are we shaped by a system that doesn't offer the same opportunities to everyone? That's the question you, as the viewer, need to ask yourself. The world is changing, but does everyone have the same chance to be part of that change? And if not, who is responsible for that? Comment below with your thoughts on this topic. What's your take on systemic racism? Do you believe that change starts with the individual, or do social structures need to be deeply reformed? If you think this conversation is important, share the video with someone who thinks differently from you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out our next video, where we'll continue exploring the issues that shape our society.